What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today I was about to go out on the Grom right here. I'll show you. Boom. And if you saw last video, I put the Leo Vinci exhaust on it like this. Boom. Sounds awesome. Check that out. Got it in the first startup. But right before I left, the mailman came. And what could it be? Something for the bike. Now, I have the TST Industry airbox cover, high flow air filter, and the Leo Vinci exhaust. So you need a tune. And I went with the DH motoring tune. It's for stage 1, air intake, and an exhaust. So let's check it out. Let's install it real quick. I actually bought a new ECU for it. And I'm not going to send my old one and flash it. I'm going to just keep the old one. And if I ever want to sell this bike, put that one back on, get to keep this. Well, anyway, let's take apart the bike real quick and let's get out. Alright, so on the side panel here, you're just going to take this apart right here. 1 screw, 2 screw, these are held together. You don't have to touch this. ECU's behind here. So let's do that real quick. ECU sits right here. Here's the main harness, and let me take the seat off real quick. Alright, that was kind of a struggle a little bit, but you have this rubber piece here that protects this, and this slides into that. You can take this off, but you're going to have to take this plastic off. So what I just did is I took this and just slid it out. Now we have this exposed. Alright, so the old ECU is out. Came up from right there. So you undo this gray part right there to the right, and this just slides right out. Not really slide, but it's really in there. So let's open up the new ECU. Alright, so you got instructions here. DHM, congratulations for purchasing DHM brief flash of your 22 plus Honda Grom or Monkey. If you purchase the camshaft, make sure you set both valves 0.005, which I didn't do. Our ECU will adapt to your bike the first 10 to 15 miles of use. You can install it right at normal, but notice that it will settle after the first ride. Run exhaust, move the baffles, blah blah blah. If you're satisfied, please. Alright, so that is the instructions they give you. And right here, in here is the new ECU. So let's put it in, put it back together, and let's go for a ride. Alright, let's start it up. Alright, so for the first 10 to 15 miles, it's going to get used to it. So let's go out and take a ride real quick and see how it feels. Now, looking at the chart when the ECU flash it. Now, if you have a intake and a exhaust, it says you'll gain about 3 horsepower, which it makes it about 10. Another 2 foot-pounds, that makes around 8. So let's see if you feel the difference. I mean, I didn't take the bike out when I put the exhaust and the air filter, air cleaner on, so I'm only comparing it to fully stock. So let's go grab a helmet, let's go take a ride. Alright guys, welcome back, and there's the Grom. Look at this thing. This thing is looking sharp, all blacked out. Beautiful, beautiful. So, as you saw in the last part of the video, I put the tuning on here. So I did the TST Industry airbox cover right in here with the K&N air filter. Then I also did the Leo Vinci full system exhaust on this thing. Looking beautiful, looking clean. It fits with the belly pan. Nothing's really hitting it. And then, last but not least, I put the tune on here. Now, I didn't take it for a ride when I didn't have the tune on it. It just turned it on. It sounded awesome. So now it has the tune on it. I've been riding around for 10 miles now, and I'm gonna tell you, to be honest with you, it does. Let's get on the bike and we'll talk about it. But first, let's give it a start and let's give it a hear. Ready? Now the engine is warmed up already. I did ride it here from the house. That sounds nice. Let's give it a little hear. Ooh, that sounds real mean. Alright, let's get on this and I'll let you know how it feels with the new tune. Is it a new bike? A whole new bike? Maybe. Alright, so let's get on this and see how it feels with the new tune. Now, reading up on the DH motoring tune, it's supposed to give you some horsepower in the mid-range and the top end. To the wheel, they did a stock run. This is their numbers, their dyno. It was 7 horsepower, and with the tune, they're saying with a full system and an air cleaner, it's looking about almost 10. Now, we'll test out the top speed. I did get this up to 55 before. It was struggling to get up to 55, but now, with the new tune, let's see how it does. So, let's get on the bike and I'll let you know. Ooh, that exhaust sounds nice. Getting it on a little bit. I mean, we're only going 26 here. It does have a little better pickup. Right off the bat, I could feel the pickup is a little more pep in its step. You know what I'm saying? With this, before, you know, after first, second gear, third and fourth gear is usually where you get most of the power from, the torque, and to get up to speed. And then when you hit 5th, actually it was just basically nothing. Now I can change the gear ratio, but you know, this is the stock gear ratio. I just flashed the ECU. Actually from DH Motoring, I bought a brand new ECU. They sent it to me, flashed, and I have the old ECU. So if I decide to go back to the stock tuning, I could always go back. It's just a quick swap. Yeah, it has a little bit of a bite now. Spins up a little faster, it feels like. There's a little more oomph. I can feel the oomph, and the exhaust does sound so nice. Yeah, that sounds real nice right there. And I'm getting a lot more power out of it. Not a lot more, but it's better than what stock was. So like I said, the horsepower went up on this. They dyno tuned it. There's 10 horsepower to the wheel. You know, their stock Grom was about 7. Then they put the exhaust and the same things that I did, exhaust, intake, flash the ECU, and they got 10. So now, obviously I know that the dynos and the bikes are always different. They're never exactly on par with each other. Well, they are on par with each other, but you know, it differs from dyno to dyno and from bike to bike. But like I said, I can get this up to 55, I feel like, faster, but we'll check that out too. It sounds a lot meaner, a lot more pep. So I've been riding around this before I started making this video for about 10 miles. It takes about 10 miles for the computer and the bike to figure each other out. From riding it before till now, yeah, it does feel a little bit better. Yeah, I can feel I don't want to say the throttle's snatchy now, but I feel like the throttle's more responsive. So this is the test where I'm gonna figure out, see how fast I could get up to 55. Before, it stayed at 55 and it struggled right there. Now, I'm about 5'7", I weigh 230 pounds. Getting this up to 55 was a struggle before, but now I feel like even with that little mid-range pop, it gave it, we'll get there. So let's see how it goes. Here we go. And I'm at 55 already, with still plenty of power. 56, we're in 4th. Alright, let's shift it to 5th. Up to 55 easier. So I got it up to 57 miles an hour. That was me not tucking in or anything, just lean forward a little bit. You know, maybe if I need to get more speed on it, I would have to change the gear ratio. But, you know, this is not going to be for the highway. This is for what I'm doing right now. The back roads and twisties and having fun. Now I have to take local ways to get up to places, but I think it'll be a lot more fun in twisties areas, you know, because you get that little mid-range pop. You can come off the corners harder. Yeah, I definitely can feel that mid-range gain. The top end, not so much. I mean, it gets me to 55 a lot faster. After it hits 55, it just slowly climbs a little bit. I mean, on that run, I only got it up to 57. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to break any speed records with this thing. You know, this is for a fun around town bike, especially in, you know, the area that I live. You know, could zip through in and out of traffic, can't keep up with traffic. You know, like some small country roads. Yeah, that'll do fine also. I really want to take this back up to maybe Bear Mountain or Skyline Drive or even Storms King. Damn, that bird came close. Now the exhaust, I feel, is loud, which I don't mind, but yeah, it's a lot louder than stock. Stock was really, really bad. I don't hear the induction sound anymore because of the actual exhaust now, but I do feel a difference in the throttle. I do feel a difference in the mid-range. I can't tell you about gas mileage yet because I actually got gas before and I got 116 miles, and that was before the exhaust and tune. Now with the exhaust and tune, we don't know. We'll figure that out after this whole tank of gas. So there you go, there you have it, guys. Putting the exhaust and the tune on here, it did wake up the bike a little bit. I don't feel like it's struggling anymore. It has a little more pep in the mid-range. The top end, I actually could get it up to 55 a lot faster now. And when you get past 55 though, it slows down. It'll climb up to 60, but you need to, especially my size and my weight, you're gonna need some flat open road. But like I said, this isn't for the highway. I got a Harley Davidson. That's definitely for the highway. But yeah, this Grom is almost in its final form. You know, I've done a lot of things to it so far. I'll leave the playlist somewhere down below. Check all those videos out. You know, I've done the axle sliders, the chain adjuster with the spools. I push my handlebars forward, put new mirrors, new clutch and brake levers, new pegs, everything that I wanted to be done. My next thing probably is definitely going to be this lighting. I want to get rid of that tail. Also, I want to maybe update these incandescent bulbs. You know, I'm on a budget with this bike. Gotta make some money first before I start doing all those other things. Kind of went through the savings for this bike already because I got the exhaust. The exhaust wasn't that expensive compared to like the Yoshi. The Yoshi is almost 900. This Leo is only about 360, 370. So if you want to get your ECU flashed, you don't have to do what I did and get a brand new ECU. You could just send it to DH Motoring. It takes a few days, they'll flash it, send it right back to you, and that could be a cheaper option. I think the way I did it was about 250. And then, you know, the cheapest part of the performance I had on here was the airbox cover. The airbox cover was only 80 bucks, and you don't have to change the filter like I did. But I did anyway, so you would just have to change it a little more often if you want the stock air filter in it. Well, anyway guys, this bike is performing and looking good, and we're gonna have some fun on this bike. So far so good. If you like today's video guys, please hit that like button. Also, if you do like this video, consider subscribing, and if you do consider subscribing, hit that bell notification. Every time I upload something, the good YouTube will let you know what I uploaded with this Grom, my Harley, with anything else. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.